how's it going? I wanted to do another speed draw today, only this one is going to be a little bit different than my other drawing videos. I'm going to start with a pencil like before, only this one's going to be a harder lead, an HB. That's just a lot easier to erase because after I draw the shapes with this HB pencil, I'm going to go back in with a brush pen. And I've found that the softer leads, like a 4B, 6B, 8B, are a lot harder to erase after I've done the line work. So, yeah, I've taken to using like a harder lead in these style drawings. This pen here is a Pentel pocket brush pen. I love these. I've been using them for a very long time. They aren't felt tip, they're actual bristles, and they have refillable cartridges you can buy for fairly inexpensive. And you can get a lot of flex with them, a really expressive line. This is sped up 4 times, and you can see that I seem to be drawing at a regular speed, but because it's bristles instead of a felt tip, you have to have a much more controlled line, you know? Like, you can't be shaky, you can't be wobbly, and my hands are just like naturally shaky, so I have to take my time in how I draw these lines. And I also tend to work from the left to the right. The ink that comes in the cartridges for these Pentel pocket brush pens, it is waterproof and alcohol proof, but you have to allow time for it to dry. I just love the feel of these pens and the quality of lines, so I feel like it's worth the sacrifice. Like, I have 15 minutes, I can go and make a cup of coffee and like watch a YouTube video, it's whatever. And you can kind of, if you like squint or think in a very open-minded kind of way, you can see what I've mentioned in my previous videos, how some of these shapes are reminiscent of letters, the most obvious one being in the bottom right corner. That F shape appears to be laying down on its tines? I don't know what you call the legs that come out of F's and E's, but yeah, he's laying down on his legs. And then that the main central shape that's really fat and kind of wrapping around those 2 stems, that looks like a U to me. The 2 stem shapes, like the ribbon in the upper left and the sort of kneeling arm-like thing in the center, they kind of make an H shape, but without the bar connecting them. I don't know. It's like, I have this really strange drawing technique that helps me to work quickly, where I think of a letter and then I think of how I can draw that letter in correctly, typically in like bubble letters or block letters. How I can draw it 3-dimensionally, how I can bend it or warp it to make it look unlike itself and to make a new thing, but something that's still derivative of the original letter. So I feel like this drawing is a kind of good example of that. I have to be really careful here because I didn't feel like waiting for the ink to dry, so I'm just sort of dangerously close to the still wet ink, hoping I don't smear any of it. I'm trying to figure out what the best camera layout for my videos is. My partner helped me figure out, well, he figured out an overhead orientation for our tripod, so he kind of like fixed it to where it could be attached to my desk, and that's how I've been doing these overhead shots but I liked the first video from the side as well, so if you guys have a preference, let me know. Here I'm sort of doing this pattern that I've taken to lately. It's I start with hatching in all different directions all over the shape, and then later on I'll go back in with cross hatching on top of that to add shadow. I can't figure out if I am into making these abstract drawings more real, like adding shadow and giving them volume through hatch marks or color, makes them seem more like real objects, and I don't know if that's something I'm interested in doing. But it's fun, and I really like the look of it. Like, it's been so long since I've drawn anything from life that making an object that doesn't exist in real life look real is nice, like just how it comes alive on the page after you add shadows is really amazing to me, and I kind of forgot what that felt like. At this point in the drawing, like while I was making it, I wasn't sure if I even wanted to add any color to this. These are totally off the cuff. I don't really plan them. I mean, I know starting from the beginning that I wanted to do this more graphic style where I'm like adding more texture, and it's got a bit of a cleaner look. But I didn't have anything that I envisioned for a finished drawing, you know what I mean? So yeah, at this point I didn't even know if I was going to use color. I did do a series of black and white drawings that was in this style, and I pretty much used the same materials plus acrylic ink that was pretty watered down, so I got an extra textural interest from the ink. But I don't know, I like working in black and white sometimes because I feel like it's more challenging for me because I lean so heavily into color that sometimes I feel like I go a little bit too crazy with it. I think I have cycles, I've realized, where I'll be really restrained with color and do really balanced, complementary palettes that are dynamic and nuanced, and then I keep working with color and it gets more and more chaotic, and then I gotta rein it in and do these black and white drawings to kind of remember what value is, and that you don't need color to make an interesting drawing. But then I get bored of the black and white and miss color, and then the whole cycle starts again where I'm doing nuanced color palettes, going crazy, and then doing the black and white again. But it works for me. I think working in black and white, I use these fineliners that force me to put more detail into my work than I normally do. And like I was talking about before, I'm adding more volume by cross-hatching and shading and stuff, which is not something I normally do, so it's a nice change. I'm gravitating lately to lilacs this like cyan blue, reds, maybe like an ochre yellow, really garish oranges like from the 70s, like burnt orange, and like acid green, like chartreuse, yellow green, lime green, neon green, all of those colors I'm like really into right now. So I'm pretty sure in my last speed draw video I was using the same cyan color but in the form of gouache rather than colored pencil. This is just a Prismacolor colored pencil. I think, let's see, yeah, all of the colored pencils I use in this video are going to be Prismacolor. They're fairly old, so I've like sharpened off the Prismacolor label on some of them, and then one of them I forget to show to the camera because I just can't get it together. I don't know. I used to hate the way that colored pencil looked layered over line art, but I kind of like how chalky it is now. I've been thinking about like investing in better quality colored pencils like Caran d'Ache or the Cretacolor, but I don't know. I still have so many left from my Prismacolor like 150 set that my mom got me for Christmas when I was like 16. So it's kind of hard to justify the expense, especially when you're talking about Caran d'Ache, which is like, I don't know, $300 for a full set or something. It stresses me out. I probably just need to like, free myself of the idea that I need to be buying a colored pencil set. Like, who does that? And just buy one at a time, or like 2 or 3 whenever I go to the art store. This is pretty much, we're at the end of the drawing here. I decided to add this red band going all throughout the background, just to really set everything off. And since red is the complement to purple, I thought that it would create a sort of unified color scheme. And red, yellow, and blue are primary colors. Red and blue make purple. That's what goes through my head whenever I'm like picking colors out to add to a drawing. But yeah, I had a lot of fun drawing this, and I really love the way it turned out. I think so little while I'm making drawings, and it's so intuitive that a lot of the times I'm just like surprised that a drawing happens at the end, and I'm surprised at the result. So like, I don't know how much control I have over the finished images. And so sometimes I wonder if I should put a little bit more thought into it. Just because I don't know if this is what I want my work to be. These sort of like playful shapes dancing about the page. I don't know like what the function of it is. What's it doing? You know what I mean? Like, is this where I want my work to go? I don't know. These are all the questions I'm asking. So yeah, this is the finished product. I feel like there's a lot of variation in texture here. Sort of like good foreground and background push and pull. Good color scheme. Overall, pleased with it. Let me know if you have any questions or anything in the comments. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Love you guys. Bye.